Aditya L1 happened immediately after Chandrayaan 3. I spoke to many people. I had made 2 videos about Suit and Welsi.
Yeah.
And I spoke to many more people. Everyone had one common concern. They were not happy with not having, that you have built the most cutting edge solar instrument and we don't have 24/7 downlink throughout its mission life. The IDSN complaint, basically, Indian Deep Space Network. Don't you think this IDSN problem is going to compound through the years? Because now you had the same problem during Chandrayaan 3 when you had only 10-hour visibility. And from what I understand from Aditya folks, that they also basically have the morning 10 hours dedicated to them, for 35-meter antenna, I think. And now you'll have Venus mission. Aditya might last more than a decade, so you might have the Mars mission, the new Chandrayaan missions, and so IDSN is quickly becoming a bottleneck. You can call it bottleneck today as well. So what is the plan with IDSN? Like, where are we going with this?
See, we work with a lot of bottlenecks. IDSN is one of the bottleneck. It all matters when we talk about having everything in your disposal, like 100% access, then do the mission versus what actually you have with you and do the mission. So we need to make compromises on that. And of course, I can tell you that we realized it long back that this is going to be a constraint in making use of it for 24 hours. Not just for downloading data, because data can always be downloaded by saving it on board little later. It's may not be the real time. But then the whole question of managing complex missions when you go to Venus and long-term moon missions, you need to expand IDSN.
Yeah.
This is understood very well. There's nothing surprising aspect of it. But it costs you money and also a lot of coordination to build it. And it cannot be built in India. You need to have spatial diversity. So the diversity requires you need to work with other nations, continents, and then get the space operating it. And this is a high cost equipment, and it needs operational cost also high. So currently we are discussing with nations like Australia, we are discussing with South American nations, also with South Africa. So these nations we are currently discussing to establish a new station for IDSN for longer visibility. Like it will still not be 24 hours. So for all the missions now there, we are going to have coordinated support from ESA ground stations, NASA ground stations, having deep space network connectivity to support us in at least a significant part of the mission part. But continuous, like you mentioned correctly, that Aditya L1 is a 24 hours into 5 years. So you need that type of support. So future, especially when you are looking at human landing on moon, etc., we need continued support for a long time. So we will build it over a period of time. We are working on it.
Of course, that geopolitics is not in your hand. That is above you. But like, what about places like Antarctica, where you already have ISRO infrastructure? At least 5 roughly months of continuous visibility of either the sun or the dark side. Besides environment challenges, are like physics challenges are there?
Yeah, it is there. Building a huge antenna like 32-meter antenna is not a feasibility in Antarctica, because it has to be inside a radome. You cannot have an open antenna like what you have in IDSN currently. So radome of that type, 100 meters diameter, it's not an easy thing that you can go and build there. And space is also not there really. There is not there plenty of space available. But expansion of Antarctica for different purpose, it's already on the cards. And we also look at various other options, like can we use our satellite itself as a relay station for data reception from deep space? We are looking at it. So we are also building a station as a relay satellite called Indian Data Relay Satellite, which is coming currently under building. IDRSS. But it is
new Earth.
It may be, but it will give you some type of support capability, because it will give you some visibility.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, so we are working on its original definition of doing it to us mostly for human space flight. And we are looking at how we can use it as a data relay during non-human space flight times. Because human space flight is not going to be all the time. It will be only for short durations annually. So we are trying to see how you can use it as data relay stations for other purpose, including launches, including other satellite missions, etc., which is currently under discussion. We may incorporate such features in that.
Is that why IDRSS is slightly slipped? Like,
it is not slipped. It will be launched when it is necessary. Today it is not necessary.
Okay.
So it is under construction. Yeah.
Will you be able to do like rocket telemetry also through IDRSS? Because
That's what I said.
Oh,
rocket
okay.
telemetry also can be done. So currently it doesn't have capability because rocket signal is a very low signal and you need a large antenna to receive.
Right.
So we will have to look at how we will get the right type of link margin from rocket to satellite and whether any changed frequencies are needed. So this study is done and some solutions are available to do that.
Okay. I think this is a good segue